Let me tell you about something that happened long ago. This story, they say, is real, though it feels like a nightmare. It was a quiet night in the village when it began. The air was strange, too still. Even the animals didn't make a sound. Then, someone noticed a star in the sky. It wasn't like any star we'd seen before. It was dark but glowing faintly, like an ember about to burst into flames. People said it was a sign, and everyone had their own idea of what it meant. But for Nuru, the star wasn't just a sign, it was the beginning of something terrifying. Nuru was a simple woman, living with her husband, Baraka. That night, as she sat by her fire, grinding millet, she felt something change in the air. The fire flickered, and she looked up to see a tall figure standing in the doorway. Nuru, it said, its voice low and cold, you will have a child named Imba. He will bring hope to this world, but darkness will haunt him. Be ready. Before she could ask anything, the figure disappeared. Nuru told Baraka, but he looked worried. News of the star and the prophecy spread fast. Some were excited, but others were scared. Soon, even King Michel heard about it. Now, if you don't know about Michel, let me tell you, he was a cruel and jealous man. He didn't like the idea of a child rising to challenge his power. He sent his soldiers to find Nuru. Kill the child, he said. And the mother too. Nuru and Baraka had to run. One night, Baraka woke Nuru, saying, they are coming. We need to leave now. They ran into the forest with only the clothes on their backs. The forest at night is no place for anyone, let alone a pregnant woman. They could hear lions in the distance and strange noises in the trees, but they kept going. Above them, the strange dark star seemed to guide their path, even though it made them easy to follow. After days of running, Nuru and Baraka found a cave near the mountains. It wasn't safe, but it was the best they could do. That night, as the wind howled outside, Nuru gave birth to her son, Imba. His first cry was soft but strong, echoing through the cave. But they weren't alone. Not long after, they heard the drums. The soldiers had found them. Baraka stood, his face full of fear but also determination. Stay here, he said. I'll lead them away. He ran into the night, and Nuru sat in the cave, holding baby Imba close. Her heart pounded with every sound. Suddenly, she heard footsteps outside the cave. A soldier appeared, his spear gleaming in the faint light. Give me the child, he said, stepping closer. Nuru shook her head, backing into the shadows. The soldier raised his spear. But before he could strike, a deafening roar filled the cave. Out of nowhere, a massive lion appeared, its golden mane glowing faintly like fire. The soldier froze in fear, but the lion pounced before he could run. The soldier screamed as the lion dragged him into the darkness. Nuru sat trembling, clutching Imba. The cave fell silent again, but the roar still echoed in her ears. By dawn, Baraka returned, bleeding and limping but alive. The soldiers are gone, he said, collapsing beside her. When they stepped out of the cave, the lion was gone, but its paw prints glowed faintly in the dirt, leading back into the forest. Nuru thought it was over. But that night, as they rested, she heard it again, a low growl, soft footsteps outside the cave. She froze. The lion had protected them once, but now something else was out there. Something was still watching.